What's good, guys? Hope you guys had a good Monday trading session. Mine was pretty good. It was kind of choppy, but I was able to finish the day green. Um, there were some stocks that had wider spreads that kind of chewed me up today, but overall, I finished green. Had some pretty good discipline, to not sabotage myself and make things worse. I was able to really dial in and focus on what I was trying to do, which is always good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go through my trades, kind of just talk through what I was thinking, what I saw, and just see how I can improve and get better. See if you guys can learn something, or if you guys see something that can help me, let me know. But yeah, we can go through it, break it down. But so yeah, I took a lot of trades today, more than I usually take. I usually take between maybe like it depends, but like 5 and 10 probably the most. I took almost 15 today. There was a lot of action today, so it makes sense. Um, but yeah, so I took trades on a lot of stocks. And I mean, you can see PFSA, MLEC, FCUV, IOTR, and NVNI. So I started off on PFSA. Honestly, I shouldn't have even touched it, just because PFSA, it's a cheaper stock. I don't do well on cheaper stocks. Those of you guys who watch Ross, he's the same way. Even though I trade with Webull and it's a free commission broker, I still I like the stocks that move quick, that can go up fast. Something about the tape, I think, in the level two, I can just read better, right? Like I just have a better feel for it. If the tape isn't moving quick enough, and the level two is just kind of sitting there, and because the stock is so compact, it's hard to get a feel for the tape and take advantage of what I'm of those moves, right? So I do better on stocks that are a little more expensive. So really, I shouldn't have even touched this. I also took a trade on accident with 100 shares or something like that, and so I just basically just scrapped the trade as soon as I took it. But yeah, I took basically one real trade on this. I lost 5 cents, so that was that. MLEC was the one that gave me a hard time today. It was the stock, it was just, it had a lot of opportunity, but the spread was so wide on it. Every time it would dip against me, I'd have to stop out and take a loss on it before I could even really take advantage of the tape and everything. So this move right here is what I was trying to capture, because that 5 minute pullback is what I trade, right? So my issue was I kept trying to get in early. I would get in at these whole dollar levels, which I've talked about, and I think it was the first video I talked about that, where I like to get in on these whole dollar levels. But on a stock like this, when the spread is so wide, it doesn't even matter, because the price is gonna rip through those levels every time, because there's not enough buyers and sellers to keep price at that level, right? For it to hold any weight. And so that's basically what kind of threw me off today. I can show a clip of it, but yeah, that was my biggest issue. Because if I hadn't done that and I would just get in for the break like I usually do, and just it would have been conservative, I would have taken maybe a couple losses, but they would have been much smaller. It wouldn't have been an issue. So this is you can see I get in at 1098, and I'm trying to get in above VWAP, right? But it's as soon as I got in, this thing already dips below VWAP, because it's just the spread is so wide, and then price is just moving so erratically. So yeah, you can see how that absolutely chopped me up. The spread was almost 50 cents right there for a second. So, and I kept doing it because I kept getting stubborn, which is the worst part. I kept trying to double down, and because every loss I take, I'm trying to basically get it back, which is a bad mindset to have. So I end up getting back in this time at 11:50, because I want to get I want to get that extra couple of cents before the break, which is like 11.70 something. And so this is basically what I do. Honestly, I should just get in right here. If it doesn't break right here, I should get back out. And then when it's about to break again is when I should get back in, essentially, with this trade. But I decided to get in early because I had already taken some losses on it. And so, but basically this is the move I was looking for. That break of this 5-minute pullback high. And it's basically what we get. It took a minute, but we ended up getting it. But this stock is just like, look how erratic this is. Like these stocks are just harder to trade. Simple as that. Like, there's no way around it. Like, and realistically, like, I'm trading with one share, right? But if I was actually using real size with this, you have to size down on this because, it's so unpredictable, right? Like, because your thesis can be right, which mine was, that price was going to break this high. But I mean, look how many times it takes to dip, or how many times it takes to break before it dips. And each dip, I mean, you're holding through some drawdown, right? Like, you're holding, depends how many shares you got. You could be holding the bag. So, but eventually we do get the break, and you get a nice break up to like about like 12.70. That's what the high was, I believe, which is a pretty good trade. I think I made like $1 a share on this trade. But I mean, I had taken so many losses up to that point, so it didn't even matter because I was, getting chopped up because of the spread. So yeah, just being more disciplined and not getting in, or not getting in so early with these wider spread stocks. This is the main thing. Because there's definitely opportunity here. I just gotta be smart about it, right? Like, I can't like be dumb and just be reckless. I was a little reckless with MLEC today, but it was a good, it was a good stock to trade, learn from. This is stuff I already know. It's just about reinforcing it until it's a habit, and that's why I like trading with one share because it just makes it easier to go through these lessons and to get better when I'm just focused on the craft and just focusing on like my execution. But this took a while to break though. So we actually do get a break right here. I actually held through this, which is kind of, I probably should have sold. I was expecting the move to be bigger, but I sold once we got back up to this high. Once I realized there was, I guess more supply up here. Yeah, I sell like about 12.50, 12.60, I want to say. Yeah, something right there. So yeah, I made $1 a share on that, but I finished red on the stock altogether, down like 80 cents. And then FCUV, this one I did pretty well on. I actually passed up on some trades on it, but most of the trades I passed up on were dips. Like this dip right here, I passed up on that. But honestly, like I say, dips are harder because they don't work as frequently because you're buying when price is falling. So some dips I'll pass on just because I don't have as much conviction as compared to like the 5-minute pullback. The 5-minute pullback I'll always take. I just have a lot of belief in it. But so this one I actually bought at the bottom of this one because of what I saw on the tape. So basically what I was looking for, I was looking at this $7 level and I was trying to see if it was a legit level that was going to hold. And basically once I saw this dip to 7 and then it got bought up really quickly back up to like 720s, that made me feel really good about getting this stock. So you could see it did it a couple times. It's going to do it again here. You have this big buyer on the bid too, 1,500 shares. And you can kind of see that dip to 7 and then it gets bought up really quick. That's when I get in at 723, and then this thing goes basically straight up through 789, which is the high. Squeezes up to 820. That was a really good trade. Um, my fill wasn't that great though. I got out at 804, but that was a really good trade. Made like 80 cents a share on that. I had like another trade on this where I made like 50 cents. Um, I don't know if it was right. Oh no, I passed on this trade. I should have took this trade. This is another one I missed out on. I don't know why I do this sometimes. I think like I have a fear of giving profit back, which is a rational fear to have. But there's just certain times where it's like this is my bread and butter, right? Like I talk about this all the time, and I let this trade go right by me because I didn't want to lose again, right? Like I didn't want to. I had a fear of losing, of being wrong, but that's not that fear is not justified to pass on this trade when this is like my bread and butter, you know? So that's a 40-cent winner right there. That was at 760, it went straight to 8, all because I was afraid of losing. If I'm wrong, just, get out for a small loss, let it be that. Instead, I miss out on this whole move, and that was, yeah. So, I missed out on that one. And then I had a couple of losses where I tried to take some dips, kind of because I had FOMO for missing this move. And like I said, dips I don't feel as strongly about, but I'll still take them sometimes. But I ended up losing money on those, and so I finished green on the stock, but yeah, I gave some money back on that. Um, but yeah, no, yeah, I made money on IOTR. That was a good trade too. I'll show that one. Made like 40 cents on a $3 stock, which is pretty good since the stock had a pretty tight spread. Um, so yeah, I got in at 340. So I basically another 5 minute pullback I'm looking for. I got in early though. I was basically waiting for this to break VWAP around 330. I got in a little higher than I wanted to though. I got in at 340, but I was confident that it was gonna be a good trade, and so it ended up squeezing all the way to this high, which is I'm not sure what that high is, probably like 365 I think, and it took a minute, but squeezes up to the high, and then it gives a nice squeeze past 65 here in a minute. But yeah, that's the 5 minute pullback. It just, like I say, it's my bread and butter. It just works really well, especially on stocks that are between like 5 and 10, probably closer to 5, just because when that spread is tighter, it's not gonna fluctuate as much like the MLEC did. Like you're not gonna get those super, harsh pullbacks that'll stop you out. This one, it was just a nice clean break. I mean, it took a minute for it to break 65, but once it breaks 65, it gives such a clean move. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely my go-to for sure. But yeah, I think I made about like 40 cents a share on this one, like 38. But yeah, you can see it break right here. I mean, you can get in on I like getting in early, like I said, based off what I see, but you can get in at this break too. If you do get in at the break and it stops and it like doesn't go right away, you can stop out real quick, get back in if you need to. That's what I like about it, because you can take small losses on this and then like get back in if you need to. Do what you gotta do. So I actually, oh yeah, I got out early on this. I should have like held this longer. This actually ends up going to 4. Because it didn't break the way I wanted it to. That's what happened. So like, it took a while for this to really like squeeze, and so I kind of felt uncomfortable and I got out. But then it does end up squeezing, goes all the way to 4. You can see right here. So I basically missed out on an extra like 20 cents. But I mean, it was still a good trade though. No. So that was a good trade. But yeah, net positive on the day at least, 20 cents a share, which is solid. Um, so accuracy now, my accuracy is not the best because of the way I trade, but I like being able to get in and out repeatedly, and so that kind of lowers my accuracy. But I mean, it's just about being profitable at the end of the day, having a good profit factor, having a good expectancy on your trades. My profit factor wasn't that great today, but I mean, I was able to get in, get out when I need to. Obviously, 4 for 14 is not good accuracy wise, but look at my average winning trade to my average loser. Like that's what really matters. Like as long as your winners are outpacing your losers, obviously you want your accuracy to be higher long term. But you know, with what I'm trying to do, I think it works pretty well. Um, just having that ability to get out when I need to for a small loss and getting back in, because I'm very confident on when price is going to make its move and when it's going to break. It's just more about just being more right than wrong and not having to take so many small losses, like unnecessary losses. Because today I took unnecessary losses, like for sure, and that wasn't good. But yeah, that was a trading session for me this morning. Oh yeah, and then SMX, I sat down like after this thing went up, but this thing made a crazy move at the open. I left before the open. I probably should have stayed, honestly. But this thing went stupid. I mean, look at this. Over 100% move. I mean, yeah, there's a couple micro pullbacks you could have taken. You took this one right there. You could take that one right there. You could even take this doji right here. I mean, this one probably would have stopped you out, but... Or you can, honestly, a lot of these, like, candles, you can just take the high. Like, you just... Whatever, when it breaks this high, you could take that trade too. I prefer doing it on the pullbacks, but... I mean, yeah, that was a really strong move. But yeah, I missed out to even touch this one, which is crazy. That one gave a great move. So yeah, there's a lot of momentum in the market right now, which is really good after that cold stretch we had recently. So hopefully it stays this way. I do at times. I get like a little bit of FOMO because I don't really trade with real size right now. I'm just doing with one share. So when things do pick up, I'm like, not making any real money, but I'm like making a couple cents a day. Like I do get FOMO a little bit, but I know with what I'm trying to do, it's gonna work long term. Like I have faith in what I'm trying to do. Long story short, I'm in this for the long game, so I gotta treat it like that, right? So, but yeah, I think that's it for this video. I just wanted to recap my Monday session. I think I'm probably sometime this week I'm gonna make a video about how I exit trades, like my exit indicators, because I use basically this indicator on TradingView. So I use order flow with my trading. So I use this indicator that basically lets me see order flow in the market. Basically bigger players who have positions on the buy side and sell side. I don't really use it on the buy side. I just want to see where like supply is, and this is what this indicator does. It lets me see supply not just on the current time frame I'm on, but also other time frames as well, like the 1 day, the 1 hour, 4 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, whatever. It lets me see all these different zones, which is really helpful. So I'll probably make a video about that soon, because I think it can really help with your trading. Because a lot of people they'll mark their own zones where they see wicks and stuff, and where they see liquidity right being taken, but to actually see like the zones themselves on this it makes it a lot easier with what I'm trying to do. So I'll make that video sometime. This week maybe. But yeah, that's about it though. Just want to do the recap. Um, if you guys want to share how you guys did today, that'd be great too. Like, how'd you guys do? Would you guys take trades on? Um, but yeah, let me know. I appreciate you guys.